for general services to the broader Maltese community, and in particular her valuable contribution to democracy in Malta through fearless investigative journalism and by exposing corruption within its political system. Daphne Caruana Galizia was born on the 26th of August 1964 in Slema, the eldest of three daughters of Michael Bella and his wife Rosemary Neymamo. She was educated at St. Dorothy's Convent in Medina and St. Aloysius College in Birkirkara. She attended the University of Malta as a mature age student, and in 1997 she graduated BA Honours in Archaeology and Anthropology. Mrs. Caruana Galizia became politically active in her late teens and was first arrested in 1982 at the age of 18, when she was held in detention for 48 hours following her participation in a pro-democracy protest. In 1985, she married her lawyer husband, Peter Caruana Galizia, and they have three sons, Matthew, Andrew, and Paul. In 1987, Mrs. Caruana Galizia began her career as a columnist with the Sunday Times of Malta. She later became associate editor of the Malta Independent and continued to write columns for publication after stepping down from that role. In 2008, she set up her own blog entitled Running Commentary, which included investigative reporting and commentary on various people in positions of power on both sides of politics. Some of her posts, blog posts, were labeled as personal attacks by her critics, but her blog eventually became the most popular website in Malta and read around the world. In recent years, it had attracted over 400,000 readers every day. Mrs. Caruana Galizia was harassed relentlessly and intimidated for her work and opinions. According to her son Matthew, death threats were almost a daily occurrence. These took the form of phone calls, letters, notes pinned to the front door, text messages, emails, and comments on her blog. By the time of her death, she was involved in legal proceedings against her, instituted by 12 persons in 42 different libel suits. Mrs. Caruana Galizia was the first person to learn of the use of the Panamanian companies for money laundering purposes before the Panama Papers leaks of April 2016. In 2017, the Europe edition of Politico, a global non-partisan politics and policy news organization, included her in a list of 28 people who were shaping, shaking, and stirring Europe. They described her as a one-woman WikiLeaks, crusading against corruption and the lack of transparency in Malta. Around 3 p.m. on the 16th of October 2017, Mrs. Caruana Galizia paid the ultimate price for her fearless investigative journalism when she was assassinated in a car bomb attack on her leased car as she was driving down the road from her home in Bithynia. The explosion left her body and the vehicle scattered in several pieces across nearby fields. Her assassination made front-page news headlines in both local and international media around the world. In no time, Daphne Caruana Galizia's name began trending worldwide on Twitter and other social media. There was widespread condemnation of the assassination by political, religious, and community leaders in Malta. The President of the European Parliament called the death of Mrs. Caruana Galizia a tragic example of a journalist who sacrificed her life to seek out the truth. Pope Francis sent a letter of condolence, saying he is praying for the journalist's family and the Maltese people. Late last year, the press room in the European Parliament building in Strasbourg was renamed in her honor. A debate on freedom of the press and the protection of journalists in Malta also took place in the European Parliament. Following this debate, a delegation of the European Parliament visited Malta to investigate the state of the rule of law, high-level cases of alleged money laundering and corruption in Malta. On 4th of December 2017, 10 individuals were arrested in connection with the car bomb investigation, which was being conducted with the assistance of the American FBI, Interpol, and Dutch forensic specialists. 3 of those arrested have been charged with executing the assassination, but none of them appear to have any personal motive to commit this shocking crime, as they never featured in any of Caruana Galizia's blog posts. Whoever commissioned the murder is still at large. Many posthumous awards have been bestowed on Daphne Caruana Galizia since her death by several journalism and media organizations, as well as universities from around the world. As an example, in April this year, the Swedish National Press Club awarded its 2018 Freedom of Speech Award to her for independent journalism with courage and integrity in times when investigative journalism is under hard pressure. Tonight, the Maltese Community Council of Victoria is particularly proud to join these organizations in recognizing, remembering and honoring Daphne Caruana Galizia for her outstanding achievements with this posthumous presentation of an MCCV award for generous services to the broader community, Maltese community, and for her significant contribution to the rule of law and democracy in Malta. I accept this on behalf of the Caruana Galizia family. This certificate is being presented to the family in Malta